Hi everyone. In this example, I want to show you a very little known function in Excel called FilterXML. While FilterXML can do a lot of different things, in this example, we will see how FilterXML can be used to split text from one cell into multiple rows or columns. Usually you would use text to columns to do this, but if you want it to be dynamic and you want to create a function, then FilterXML is the one that you have to use. We have a simple data set here. We have a name, we have a number, a Y for yes, another number, and another Y for yes. The requirement is that we want to split these 5 different items into 5 different columns. Now typically you would go to data, select text to columns, choose Delimiter. Here we will choose the comma as the delimiter. Click on next and finish. And that seems to work. But the problem is that this is not a dynamic process. What if tomorrow you have different delimiters? Or what if tomorrow you are adding a new record? That means you have to repeat the process every single time. So the first thing I want to do is to use substitute. And we want to substitute every instance of the comma with a tag. Now you can write whatever you want, but the one that I personally like to use is an X and a Y. So in this case, we want to write a Y like this and another Y like this. What this does is that every time there is a comma, and there are 4 of them, it converts that into a closing Y and an opening Y. And the result looks like this. Next, we want to use FilterXML, and we will start by writing the opening tag, so that would be X and Y. Now remember, you can write any characters that you want. I could have written A and B if I wanted to, but I prefer to write X and Y. It's a matter of choice. We concatenate. Once again we concatenate, and now we have to put the closing tags. So that would be in double quote. First we are closing Y here, and then we are closing X. And finally we have to put the X path. So this is my XML which we have created, and I want to create my XML but using the X path. And in the X path we want to write a double slash with a Y, and when you press enter, we seem to get an error here. Let me quickly check if I made a mistake somewhere. So we have an X and a Y. After that we are doing a concatenate with a substitute B3 with comma, and then we are writing closing Y and opening Y, and then again we are writing Y and X here, and then finally at the end we do not want to put this sign, we simply want to write 2 slashes with a Y. And as you can see, we get the 5 items in 5 different rows. If you want them in 5 different columns, we can simply do a transpose and we get the result like this. Now obviously the comma here, which is the delimiter, is a fixed delimiter, and you might want to change that. Let's see how we can do that. So I will take my formula, put it in another cell, and here we will write a lambda. In the lambda we will take our input and we will also take our delimiter. Instead of B3 we can write the input, and then instead of writing this comma we can write the delimiter. Let me copy the entire lambda formula. Go to formulas, name manager, and let's create a new name, and we will call this split underscore text, and let's simply paste what we have copied. Once we have done that, now we can write equal to split text. Here's the input, here is the delimiter, and it works. Now let us say you simply want to find the name and you're not interested in the other 4 items. So you can just extend what you've already done here. So we can write index and then comma 1, and that gives us the name. If I write 2, it gives us the second value, and if I put 1 comma 2, that gives us the name and the first number, that would be 70,000. So remember, FilterXML is a fantastic function. There are some other examples as well which have been covered on my YouTube channel and on Medium, and you can find the files on GitHub as well. So make sure to explore this. While this is very specific use cases for certain dynamic models that you want to create, once you use this, it is way better than all the other alternatives.